All right. You guys want to get started and
Yeah.
kind of go through it? All right. Okay, where is this? All right. Good evening, Town of Groveland. Planning Board meeting, Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, 7 PM in Town Hall.
Make a motion to open.
Seconded.
Motion made and seconded to open the meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, so moved. All right. Tonight, 2 agenda items. First one is a major site plan review. This is a new item for One Elm Park, assesses map 10, lot 39, business district zone. It's a review of a major site plan application under the Chapter 50, 13.2 of the Town Groveland zoning bylaw for interior reconfiguration of the first floor of an existing structure to create 2 commercial spaces and 1 residential caretaker dwelling unit, and to add an ADA accessible entry. The project will alter approximately 3,000 gross square feet of floor area and require 4 additional parking spaces. All right, so before you all, we have some plans, we have the memo that John sent as well from the department feedback. Maybe I'll start with that, going through the department feedback. I don't know if you guys got a chance to read that or not. John, I think you sent it out today.
Has this been sent out or for the review engineer yet? For any of this? Are we gonna send it out anyway?
That would be up to us, if we want
Yeah.
to do that. So boundary served, outstanding items for this upon that meeting, it's jumping all the way to the back. Boundary survey, utility plan, landscaping plan, lighting plan, electrical load calculations, and replacements of the outdated fire alarm panel. So as you read through the feedback, light department, their concern is just the local electrical load, if it needs to be updated. Water and sewer, had no concerns. Board of Health, no concerns. Fire department was the existing fire panel is outdated. Panel need to be replaced as part of the project. And then are the basic outstanding items for us is the boundary survey, utility plan, landscaping plan, and lighting plan going forward. Anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? This is just the feedback from the site plan review.
I would say you can't really give a decision until we have a complete application.
That's correct. This is just for conversation, and there's no decision that needs to be made tonight.
Okay.
Just a,
So this went through, just for clarity, this went through the ZBA? Yeah. Where did this get submitted in all these other boards in intro to, obviously I missed that. Internal,
And so I requested department feedback.
was there an application filed? Special permit?
Yes. The special permit has been filed, but that's not to be heard until December 2nd for like the advertising
So this is
purposes.
just the feedback based upon the departments?
Yes,
Okay, so there's been no formal anything?
correct.
Almost like a technical review kind of.
technical
Yeah,
review.
yeah, that's what I'm saying,
TRC,
yeah.
it's a TRC, yep.
Okay.
You
Are you
saw
the
it.
applicant? Sure you don't want to put the restaurant back?
It is not for lack of trying, I assure you.
Really?
Marketed the first floor for 30 months to 2 of the realtors, and colloquially, I was told that the town had for example, a vacant gas station that it wanted to buy and put 20 or 30 parking spaces, that restaurateurs would be interested, but the lack of restaurant bandwidth parking seemed to put off a lot of restaurateurs, despite a lot of us that have been here for a while saying, we ate there for a long time, we parked.
We did, yeah.
That didn't fly, unfortunately.
Damn.
I wanted to dine, my office is on the 3rd floor, I would have loved to be able to go downstairs and get a cup of coffee and a sandwich. But,
Too bad. Oh, fuck.
And is there anything preventing a downstream if parking somehow becomes available to reconfigure?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's good.
Please.
Good evening, John Guilfoyle, I live at 5 Kitty Lane. I'm the owner of One Elm Park. presumably, no. There's nothing that prevents us from coming back to you at some point. At this time, we're gonna be requesting it for general office use. We have a prospective tenant for the former Stark and Cronk side. It's an existing business that does small group programming with children. It's an exempt, a DESI licensed facility. It's not a daycare or a school. They do like small children's arts and music programming. They've been around for about 2 decades, and they're relocating to Groveland. So I'm happy about that. We're bringing a business in prospectively to the town. And then the current plan would be to bring my public relations marketing firm down to the first floor. It's
So,
the same exact footprint from.
Yeah, yeah.
If a restaurant knocked on my door, I'd listen to them.
right, no, for sure.
Yeah.
What I wonder is just as far as configuring things and whatnot.
The good thing is we're leaving it, it's typical, even though the building's 100 years old, it's gonna be typical commercial construction. Things can be reconfigured very easily. We
Awesome.
have the tall ceilings, the sprinkler companies work with us really well. Have a couple of additions that we've made with John, so I'm happy to go over them, or I can answer questions leading up to the board.
Parking is an evergreen topic in that area, so like if there's some solution that presents itself, it'd be interesting to be able to speak with you again. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Do we still have the public parking down?
just down the street.
Yeah.
that got
So that's,
approved.
so that's there. And then, yeah, you get street parking, I get that. Sunday was always the tricky day.
Sunday was the tricky day, but we made it work.
That's right. That's right.
Our engineer was able to verify, which we sort of knew, that the water department parking lot is well within the half-mile boundary or quarter-mile boundary set by the new town bylaw from 2025.
Apologies, your microphone is muted.
I'll do this every day.
Tomorrow.
So our engineer verified that the water department's well within the quarter-mile buffer for the 2025 bylaw for Elm Park. We have a couple of spots on Main Street, and we, of course, have the median. The good thing, though, I bought the building 4 years ago, so we've been working on upgrades. The first thing was demolition.
Yeah.
I was really glad when Mr. Stark picked me to buy the building. It's a building we've all looked at every day. We did 11 30-yard dumpsters the first few months because we had to remove everything that was there. What we then learned was 3 or 4 levels of subfloor, flooring that began to sag, all typical 100-year-old building stuff that kept getting built onto. So what we have right now is nice flat Advantech, nice fire code ceiling with rock wool above that, and fire blocks, spray foam, really to code floor and ceiling, rock wool in all the exterior walls, vapor barrier. Now it's close to being a shell. So we could reconfigure as needed, but right now we're ready to move forward with a prospective tenant.
Sure.
The building had 4 small bathrooms on the first floor. We're going to go to 2 ADA bathrooms. We're going to have the 1 big office where the diner was. We're not doing a caretaker dwelling unit. We're doing an accessory dwelling unit for the first floor. And then where there's kind of an old sort of falling apart loading dock that saw a lot of use over the years on that between the tumbling academy and the building side. We're proposing to demolish that and build an ADA ramp there. That is the one thing I would like to seek your approval on today. Before we lose the weather, which could be any day now, I do have a crew that's able to do the work of demolishing the loading dock and building the ramp. We have the engineer drawings. We have everything ready to go. So I would love to ask if we could potentially move you to consider letting us build the handicap ramp. It's the only thing we're doing outdoors. And I hate to get into January and take the risk of losing it to a snowstorm. As far as the outstanding items go, we have submitted the boundary survey. That is actually with the permit, and it's with John as well. I have submitted a draft electrical load calculation. We have about 600 amps of service in that building. The calculation I'm showing is under 250. The restaurant load is removed, which was a lot of it. A lot of the load was restaurant appliances. There's no more walk-ins, no more freezers, no more giant commercial refrigerators. And the entire building's been converted to LED lighting inside and outside. So we've reduced the existing load way below what it was when it was a restaurant. And the service has been upgraded over the years. Mr. Stark had built a nice sort of enclosed shed for the meters. It's all modern service, all modern wiring, all modern panels. So we believe that we'll meet the load requirements. I am requesting a waiver of the utility, landscaping, and lighting plans for your consideration. Utility plan, because we are not making any changes. If anything, we're using less utilities where it was a restaurant. Landscaping plan, there is no landscaping being changed at all. We have a small grassy strip in the front, nothing else, and we're not changing the footprint. So the old loading dock becomes the ramp, the exact same dimensions. And then the lighting plan, I've submitted photos to John. We have existing wall packs that illuminate the loading dock and the alley. They're on low right now. They could be set up 2 more levels, but it's like daylight when you go out there. But that's existing. It's been there for 4 years. And we're not planning on changing anything else on the outside. We also did a parking study 2 years ago because that was, to Patrick's point, the evergreen topic in Groveland and Elm Park is parking. We were able to find an additional 6 parking spaces on our property. So we have 7 spots along the river on a separate parcel that we own, and we were able to identify, similar to what our neighbor uses, 2 to 3 spots of tandem parking in the alley, and then 4 distinct delineated spots in the loading dock side. Those spots will not be affected by the ramp, so we sort of purpose-built the ramp to match the current footprint. We're also going to be replacing some of the vinyl siding along the ramp with hardy plank to give it a 1-hour fire rating. So the ramp is the big one for us because it's the outside piece and it's the weather. And then, of course, we're requesting the waiver on the utility, landscaping, and lighting because I don't believe we're changing any of those things substantially. And what's there has been there.
What'd you do with the theater?
It's still there.
Good, you keeping it?
I'm open to ideas on that side of it. It is interesting. It's a beautiful spot. It's old. It's showing its age, but yeah, it's engineered wonderfully. When we brought in our engineer to look at the building, he was shocked by how much load that building can actually take because it was a dance hall.
Yeah.
And there was I believe a wood stove in there at one point that got converted to either a kerosene or a gas stove. It's all there. The ticket window has been, since I bought it, a bathroom. The coat check room is still a room. It's a wildly fascinating building that, for me, I bought it, being a resident here, being a business owner here, I knew I was gonna occupy the building. It's got character. It's definitely not an office condo.
Oh, yeah, that was good. Wasn't it done for the theater was there for the traveling shows back in the day?
I would love to learn more about what was there. I don't know who performed there, what was done there, unfortunately. I should go to the Historical Society and learn more about that, but I haven't had a chance.
Would it be possible to tweak your application to include, if you ever did get a restaurant person in there, so you wouldn't have to go through a mod change?
In terms of how do I tweak the application?
Of just, for whatever I imagine it would go on the first floor, right? So
Oh, yes,
same-
yeah.
So it'd be office space / whatever.
Yeah, like I said, I'm open to it. I mean, I own the building. I would like to make money on the building at some point, if not to this point. But yeah, if a restaurateur came in and wanted to have a restaurant there, I'm only limited to what the town, that creates the parking. The restaurant parking is a great deal higher than the office parking.
Yeah.
So I know there's a new bylaw in town that does make things easier for us. I still need a special permit either way. Although it's my contention, it sounds like you've all said the same thing, that water department parking lot is likely sufficient for most needs. There's a restaurant on Elm Park right now. It's not destroying the parking at Elm Park at all. So, yeah, I feel positive that putting the building back online as my number one priority, putting people in there, using it, and then, yeah, if it's an office, if it's a restaurant, if it's a yoga studio, if other tenants eventually come in, I have a built-up office on the 3rd floor. That was the old Banner Factory. That's where my company is. It's a great space. It's not ADA compliant. It likely won't ever be ADA compliant, but it's a good space. And we're making great use of it. If I had somebody that wanted to rent the 1st floor and keep me up there, I wouldn't look twice at that. I think that would be fine for me. It would save me money having to do a build out for myself twice in 3 years. So yeah, I do like a project, but I like a completed project too.
That's where my question came around, the ADA stuff and building the ramp. For accessibility is that only going to be ADA compliant for the 1st floor, anyone to get in there, or can they get to the 2nd floor if you're ripping out the freight elevator? Is there any access to the 2nd floor?
So there's no elevator at all in there at all. There's no freight elevators, no elevator of any kind. I've been working very closely with Sam Jocelyn to get feedback on him to kind of guide how we would present this. And we originally wanted to go forward with just commercial on the 1st floor. The inclusion of the accessory dwelling unit being a 100% ADA compliant unit will actually put us in compliance for the whole building, for the other residences. The second and third floor, as is, will not be ADA compliant, but there'll be a residence that is ADA compliant. One of the reasons why we're here in 2025 and not 2024 or 2023 is that when I originally made the budget and presented this to banks to fund this project, the elevator came out at $500,000. And the bank said, no, that's not going to appraise, you can't do it, it's just not going to be loan to value for you. Working with Sam, getting that ADU in the first floor saves $500,000 and makes the building essentially ADA compliant because it gives all uses a chance to be ADA used. So the whole first floor, both commercial units, the 2 restrooms, and the ADU will all be ADA compliant. And the existing occupied spaces above will remain as they are.
Okay.
Have you spoke to the building inspector to get a permit going for and what was his conclusion with?
I have, and he was very receptive. Sam's great to work with. He's a great asset to this town. He has followed this building very closely. We've done the demo permitted. We've done a lot of electrical upgrades. We've ripped out about 4 barrels of wiring from that building and replaced it with metal jacketed wire. A lot of low voltage work. We're getting new cameras eventually in there. The other thing I wanted to add to my outstanding items is, and you can put this in the conditions, we are going to replace the fire alarm system. That's a definite. We've already agreed to do that. I've talked to the fire chief. We've talked to the vendor. We're going to go with an addressable, modern system, which is essential for this building to move forward. Absolutely. In working with Sam, he helped us identify, that ceiling needed to be upgraded on the first floor. You can sort of see to the subfloor above it until we did that work. So the work we've done to improve the floor of the first floor and the ceiling of the first floor really got us to this point, because now we have proper fire code, proper separation. I added the rock wool, which was not required, but I wanted it for further fire and sound deadening. I've got people living up there. If I'm working on one side and people living above me, I want them to not hear me, and I want to have to hear them. So I'm even going to be putting mass-loaded vinyl between all of the partitions on the first floor. That's a really expensive upgrade. So we're going to have rock wool between the 2x6 walls with 2 layers of mass-loaded vinyl and 2 layers of 3/4-inch fire block. This will be as soundproof as you can get. So if you're sleeping, or you're in the shower, or you're on the phone doing a Zoom meeting, you're not going to hear each other. So that's a really important thing for me. I really believe in the mixed-use nature of a building like this. I think it's a centerpiece building. And I put the Christmas lights on it. We've got the wreaths on it. I want this to be a centerpiece building in town. So I want people that are in there to believe it's a high-end experience. So yeah, mass-loaded vinyl is $2,000 a roll, but it's going to make that back to me in a year, because people are going to experience separation, which is really important.
And you're there too.
And I'm there, which helps me out a lot.
Drive
yeah.
a benefit also.
Yeah.
It's good.
If you know my clientele, it's nice if
Sure.
no one hears my Zoom meetings.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything? Any questions, concerns? You're all set?
Now, the only thing is just what can we approve? I mean, I don't have a problem with the ramp, that's easy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's fly a motion for the ramp.
Yeah, so motion.
Can we can do that?
Yeah.
That's-
No, we can, yeah, absolutely.
I did want to raise one thing just before we vote on any motion, and I apologize for it just dawning on me after we started talking here. I may have a conflict of interest. My wife rents a commercial space from John, so I don't know, that I did not obviously check that with anyone before the session started, so I'll leave it up to the board. I can very easily recuse myself out of
Just an abundance of caution.
abundance of caution.
Yeah, I think that's intelligent.
So I will recuse myself from the vote on this.
Yeah,
You can just abstain, you don't have to, I
Okay.
mean, it's just no conversation,
Yeah.
no vote.
okay, so we get a motion?
Yeah, so how do you want to float the motion, Brad? I know you float a motion to accept or approve.
I make a motion
have-
that we accept the ability for him to start work before the winter for the ADU ramp,
As deemed on the plan.
as deemed on the plan. Well, it's gonna be ADU, Sam's gonna,
Yeah, he's gonna have to take the building
Correct.
permit, so
Sure.
we're just giving the okay to go.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
All right, motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
As far as the other part of the plan, is there any way to do a little bit more landscaping?
Where specifically, Brad, would you?
Hold on one second.
Oh,
You
I'm
wanna
sorry,
finish that?
sorry,
You wanna
DJ.
finish the vote? You want to?
Oh, yeah,
Yay
I'm
and nay?
sorry.
I know you are.
It's your motion.
Yep.
Aye, all right. All right, so moved.
I'm excited too. Hey, thank you. As far as landscaping goes, I did about $30,000 worth of improvements. There's a lot of overgrowth in that. I own a very small strip of land. It's a zero boundary, almost zero boundary on the Main Street side. I own a little bit of grass and a little bit of concrete on the Elm Park side. And then most of my land is loading dock, which is asphalt. Asphalt on the loading dock and asphalt on the alley. So I put about $3,000 worth of plantings, removed a lot of old and dead and overgrown stuff, put some flowering bushes and some kind of grassy bushes in there. We remulched it and replanted the grass. What I would love to do out there is work with the town or work with the tenants to get some kind of seating out there. For me, having people sitting in Elm Park would be a dream. It's such a car area right now, and to be able to put people hanging out and sitting around there would be wonderful. So I was thinking some of those like kind of rubber-coated metal sort of picnic tables, the ones you see in parks. I would love to buy a couple of those and go kind of urban landscaping as opposed to trying to get more grass that I don't have. Put some seating and some, maybe, I was thinking maybe even a solar bench that can charge your phone, sorry. Something that kind of gives people a reason to, walk around Elm Park, maybe go into some of the other businesses, maybe get lunch. If I can contribute to that, that makes you feel like I'm a responsible Elm Park champion. So I'm open to those kinds of urban landscape things, but I don't think we're going to get more green, unfortunately, because of the limits of the lot.
Space.
I appreciate all you've done, because
Thank-
it does look good down there, so
Thank you.
that's
Thank you.
the point of it,
Better
so
than
thank
it
you.
did, yeah.
I'm working on it. Can I put forth my request for a waiver on numbers 2, 3, and 4? Because that would allow me to sort of come to you for parking in 2 weeks and hopefully give you something to make a decision on.
So, as far as the landscaping, I think I'm okay with an exemption of the landscaping plan. The only conversation I'd like to have with the board is part of the comments from the department feedback on the lighting. The existing lighting plan is out of date as well, so I think the hope was to get something that was updated, to have what is currently there.
I missed
I
that.
don't know if you guys read through that.
I've read some of it, yeah.
What's that? Yeah. Otherwise, I would say nothing changes, but the fact that the plan is outdated and it's not it's not current to what you existing have.
Is this just exterior lighting on the building?
That was my understanding of it. So I did submit the load calculations, which again, were well under what was needed for the current service. The utility plan I read as more of a subdivision, new construction requirement. We're not putting up lamp posts, we're not doing underground
That was
wiring.
question. So it's just mounted wall packs
Yeah, we have wall
on
packs
the doorways?
Yes, we have wall packs on the 2 asphalt sides. We have a large canopy light on the entryway on the riverside, and we have up and down wall packs on the Elm Park side for lighting and ambiance.
So the lighting that he's talking about is covered under the electrical code? So you gotta have a light fixture at every doorway, stairway.
Yep.
And those were installed by a
exteriors.
licensed
Yeah,
electrician.
so those are coming
Exits
in.
have to be marked.
Yeah, so the lighting plan on the subdivision plan was for the dark sky type of lighting. So it just has a shield on it and it goes down, like up at the Nichols place, stuff like that. So that's what the lighting plan is on the subdivision plan. But the actual building lighting is covered under the electrical code, and that's gonna have to be done by the,
Right, and it's all gutted, so it has to be,
Yeah.
it'll be,
so that the electrical inspector's gonna tag that. So that's the only thing that I see on that. The load calculations, yeah, you got a 600 amp three-phase service in there.
Yeah, we've submitted the calculation showing we're using about 215.
And we can see that on the second when
Yeah,
it's
but
submitted.
that's, if it's a three-phase power system in there, you actually have 1,800 amps available in the building, so that's a lot of power.
Yeah, I did a quick calculation based on the number of panels, so you're probably right, there's probably underutilized amperage.
Yeah, and then the electrician can do a load calculation for you too, so that's covered under the electrical code. If the electrical inspector requests it, he's gonna have to submit a load calculation to the,
And that was sort of my rationale. This is all going to be permitted work anyway. That's going to be
Yeah.
subject to inspections. I'd rather begin it and make sure that they're doing it. We've been working with Sam to sort of get some of the framing situated and kind of get things, some of it at risk, but sort of getting things to a spot where we can go quickly when we need to. But yeah, it's all going to be inspected and approved anyway. So if it's subject to the code, I would request the waiver because we're going to need to get it reviewed at the end anyway.
Same with the fire panel.
yeah.
You're not gonna give him a CO until he's,
And again, I'm okay with you adding that to the conditions that we have to upgrade.
Yeah, I agreed, and, I mean, you already mentioned the electrical load and the fire alarm stuff, so, it's, like I said, utility is all set, the landscaping, all set, but it's that, so the lighting plan, what I'm speaking of, so in the comments, it shows in addition, a lighting plan showing all existing exterior features is missing. Although the project is all existing structure, the current plan doesn't show
right, when
it.
you
It's just-
submit a
it's on-
site
right.
plan, when you submit for a major modification or a site plan, you kinda have to, you should, it's a better business practice to show the updated current lighting plan.
I understand. My rationale for the waiver is that there already were 2 commercial units on the first floor, and that lighting was put in place for the 2 commercial units. And I've added additional lighting for the ramp. So my hope, because this will obviously save me time, was that you would consider a waiver, because we're going from 2 commercial to 2 commercial, and not adding any commercial units to the space, and the lighting that's there was there for the existing commercial units that were already in place.
Who did the electrical plan?
Electrical work,
No, did you have an electrical plan?
Yeah.
we don't have a map or electrical plan at this time. We have an electrician assigned to the job, and we have a mechanical contractor and plumber assigned, ready to do the job. We don't have a MEP plan for this.
You can request it, it's easy to do. The guy, you take one of the sheets of the outdoors and he puts the electrical symbols on it for where the lights are gonna be, and he can submit that.
And I'm happy to
Yeah, so
submit
we'll get-
that with the permit as well. Again, if it buys me 2 more weeks of outside work before the snow comes, I'm happy to agree to include all that in the permit project as well, if you agree in
I'd like
spirit.
to see it, Wally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's easy to do, just have them do that. And then as far as some of these other items go, whatever each department has requested, okay, we can just request a copy of whatever was submitted to them. Like, you're gonna submit an alarm panel to the fire department, so that just
Absolutely.
gets forwarded over to us.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Yeah, so that way we'll get it, they're gonna get it anyway.
And as far as the lighting plan, that can always be a stipulation as well of not holding anything up. It would just be like we would like to
Big
see it.
condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the building's gonna hide from you. You're gonna, it's all gonna be done in plain sight.
Right.
Yeah, they just didn't include in this set of plans an electrical plan, that's all.
Understood. Yeah, that was on me. I could have asked for it, but I didn't know at that time it would be required, so.
It's easy, you don't have that many doors,
Yeah, no,
so.
just enough.
No, you're ahead of the game, so I appreciate it. You got in front, so.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Does anyone else have anything? Questions?
So can we vote on the waivers today?
No, we don't have to worry about it until the second anyway.
Yeah.
Nothing-
All right.
nothing
No,
we
that's
need to do. Really, the main thing was the outside exterior, is getting that done, so you can kind of go through there.
Okay, so,
What else do you need besides the
Yeah, I was gonna say,
ADA ramp?
you and next, anything else that,
so the interior build out, obviously, the board's blessing on the 2 commercial units and the ADU to do that build out with the 2 ADA bathrooms. The 2 changes to the first floor are going from 4 small bathrooms to 2 big bathrooms, and 2 commercial units to 2 commercial units and 1 residential unit. What I would love to do as the owner, because, time is money, is to be able to say to my crews, go. We've got that for the ramp. We know we have to submit paperwork, plans, everything has to be approved and stamped, and everything has to be to code and inspected. So if we're able to get the board's blessing on the 3 proposed units and the 2 proposed bathrooms, with the conditions, obviously, we have to meet with lighting and utility and lighting and the fire alarm panel. That will allow us extra weeks of work before, let's be honest, before they start plowing snow. That's my one worry doing this project, which is not a big project, is I'm going to lose guys quickly. We have the winter that the Farmer's Almanac says that we're going to have.
So you still gotta pull all the building permits and everything
Yeah, so
with
I
it.
don't
I have.
So it's,
I don't see what the,
no. I don't
say you
see an
have?
issue with that.
I have filed for a permit. I have met with Sam on this. I have met with John on this. I have submitted all of the building plans that I have, everything I have to, and the code review, which is an extensive document as well. All of that has been submitted to Sam in mid-October as we were getting ready for this.
Yeah, I mean, he's zoning, so he's gonna
Yeah.
be the one in that, so, no, I don't see a problem with any of that.
My wonder is how does it tie in, and I know we don't have it in front of us, is the parking, because he's gonna need a,
Well, if he's doing the inside stuff, okay, and it's all related on the inside, it's.
but if you don't issue the waiver for
but
parking,
if he
how you
doesn't,
do the
if, yeah,
inside
if
stuff?
we don't pass the parking,
So if I may on that, I understand that would be at risk. However, my understanding of the 2025 bylaw that was passed at town meeting is that while we do have to show co-use, that we are in the similar boat as the Mexican restaurant or other businesses down there in Elm Park, that we've demonstrated we have more than sufficient parking for what we need between what we have on the property, the two Main Street spots, which are abutting our building, and the water department. We only would have to use one water department space during the day for employees, and we have the Main Street spaces, which very similar to what Sweet Paws does. You know, at night, they're using all of Main Street because they're doing their big events at night. During the morning, we would use the two Main Street spots. So I know we have to go through that process. I know there's always a risk in everything, but I understand that that is the risk, and I feel confident in my interpretation of the 25 bylaw that our office businesses will meet the requirements as the other businesses in Elm Park have, such as the Mexican restaurant.
okay, that was my only concern, is the requirement part of it.
Yeah.
Depending on changing it over, but thinking there was a restaurant there before, and I can't see how it would be,
Yeah.
it would change, but I didn't want to say one thing and then have it change on you, and then
No, 100%.
now you've already started work, and wait a minute. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's my concern, as far as I'm concerned, the mixed use of it, I have no problem with. I mean,
Yeah, I don't have
the
a
fact
problem
that
with the use
it's gonna
of
be used, and we're doing a great job.
Do
of
we
keeping
have
it
any,
going, so
do we have any
thank you.
regulations issues about the ADU and things of that nature? Nothing that,
No, that was like cleared up today regarding caretaker unit versus ADU.
Yeah.
So,
okay,
And I think the TRC review would state if there was any type
for sure,
of,
yeah.
And we still have permits to pull, zoning's gonna be cracking on it anyway, so
Yeah.
it's all gonna get caught if there was something that that was required.
No, agree.
right.
It
I'm
kinda looks like
thinking.
housekeeping items.
Although, even if we give them a conditional not to go, I mean, we still haven't seen the waiver for parking.
Correct,
It's always a big one.
right,
Interest of health and safety.
100%. And that's why I mentioned it.
So,
Yeah.
in my mind, I really would like to see the waiver and the parking plan.
Well, we're gonna need that.
Huh?
We're gonna need.
Yeah, we gave them John, we did give you the ability to start the outside work, like, that was what we first asked for.
No, I understand. I appreciate it. Like I said, I understand that there's always a risk with parking. I would love to, begin.
Although I think
whenever
it's
can.
gonna fly, I just would still, like to see the waiver.
Well, we're required to wait till the second anyway to proceed, right?
Missed it by one day.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean,
so an at-risk is what you're at.
I understand, and I would not ideally take it to a point where it couldn't be undone if in the next 2 weeks something happens where that parking waiver becomes an issue. But no, I understand that this would be conditional at risk and that the parking would be a priority, and I would be ready to go. I'll be ready to go in 2 weeks with that.
We haven't heard public comment.
No, we can't really approve it, but
That's right.
it's, so you're at-risk, and,
Understood.
the building inspector's there and zoning enforcement, and that there's a risk. We had to have the hearing and everything like that
2 weeks,
before
I
you
really
get
wanna
the
take that
approval.
risk. I mean, how much is gonna get done in 2 weeks?
Right, that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been talking to Sam, and he, it's, I feel confident in the work. I feel confident in the plans, in the code review. We hired a Groveland-based architect, a Groveland-based engineer.
Yeah.
We really wanted people that knew this building, because I didn't want to waste your time, and I didn't want to do it twice, because it's not cheap. So I'm hopeful. Again, I know nothing's foolproof in this world, but I feel confident in our application.
No, it all sounds good.
Yeah, it's not something we have to vote on anyway. It's just,
Right.
just getting a conversation going. And I can always check with, John, you can check with Rebecca to make sure there's no issue there or anything else.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, you guys would vote to continue the hearing until December 2nd, when you guys can discuss the,
Fully.
yeah,
Do we
the
have an
parking.
open- Is this an open hearing?
No, this is
No,
open.
it's just,
Yeah. Yeah.
Just discussion.
Thank you.
so I think we got as far as we can go.
Yep, we
Yeah.
are good, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so is it motion to continue to the second for the hearing?
Maybe
Or do we
second.
don't even-
This is just a meeting.
Yeah.
Wally's right, yeah.
Yeah, so we're not even, right, okay.
Okay.
You're good.
Very good.
See you in a
Thank
couple
you.
weeks.
Thank you very much,
Thank
gentlemen.
you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're back.
Thank you. Have a good night.
I will seek clarification on conflict of interest.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me.
Cool, thank you. All right, next agenda item. Continued. Design guideline review and adoption. Multifamily housing design guidelines review and the possible vote to adopt the draft multifamily housing design guidelines which support the future Salem Street multifamily overlay district and provide advisory standards for building scale, orientation, architectural expression, and site layout. So first to that, I'd like to just give the note that I saw in here, I think.
Is this the quarry that we're talking about on Salem Street?
No, this is the design guidelines
Yeah, so
for,
this is the multifamily overlay we did.
right, for communities.
Yeah, no, I got that from the state, yeah, yeah.
But I wanted to read, but it was accepted. There's an email here somewhere.
Yeah, so, from the state, the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities accepted the design guidelines.
Got it, thank you. Yes. Executive Office of Housing, Livable Communities. Dare Town Administrator Oldham, congratulations, the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities reviewed the district compliance application for the Town of Groveland's multifamily overlay district. After careful review and analysis, has determined that Groveland is compliant with the Section 3A and 760 CMR 72. So basically, we are good. So they accepted it, right? That was kind of a, we approved it, but the state needs to approve it, and
Right.
we got that approval. District compromises 10 acres, 50%, 15 dwellings per acre, 15 dwelling units per acre, 133 units. All the stuff that we knew and reviewed, so I
I
just wanted to.
think you guys still have to vote on it.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
Yep. I just wanted to let that be
Yeah,
known that
sorry.
it was a final vote on it, so thank you. It's a good to have, yeah. It's good.
So wait, but this is different than than the design guidelines review? This is a separate issue, right?
So this is just part of that where it was this is what the town voted on at town meeting.
Right, right.
So although we voted on it at town meeting, the state still needs to approve our submittal.
And then we need
This is
to
separate.
approve,
Where the guideline, the change guidelines, that's what we have to vote on, is the approved guidelines that for,
which is the
bylaws.
second item on our agenda.
Correct, yes,
Okay, no,
correct.
okay, I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, yeah.
I get it, I understand.
which,
But good on the state for
correct. We have
agreeing with what we
final
submitted.
approval.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that says we're in compliance.
yeah, whatever that acronym is, that long acronym. All right, so, John, this one that's here, Article 23, that's what we have to vote on, correct? This is the, see if town will vote to amend the bylaw, accessory dwelling, no, is this,
So what you guys are voting on were the Salem Street overlay district guidelines. It's the one with the flat roof, and there was concerns about the look of that.
We had a big package and we had a couple meetings that we reviewed, we talked about it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And, we kind of kicked the can a little bit. And, I would be of the position that it's time to go ahead and approve those as acceptable to us. I thought they were thoroughly done. You know, the concerns that were, you know, that the board had seemed to be pretty well addressed in those things. I think it provided us with enough ability to exercise discretion as a board on various issues, but, you know, still have some standards. So it was, I thought it was a good effort overall, and I think it's something that we should adopt. So I would, unless anyone else has anything else, I would move to adopt the design guidelines that were submitted.
Okay, thank you. I'll second that, but then we can go into discussion.
Sure.
Because I know that we've pushed this out to give time for everyone to, and we wanted to make sure the full board was here before we passed anything.
Yeah.
But now we can go into discussion, because I know, Brad, you had a couple questions. The packet's not here in front of us, but do you have any concerns? Anything addressed?
What do we come up with, that flat roofs are gonna play a part in this?
No, it basically said as to the roof issue, that the intent in the standard would be to not have flat roofs, but it wasn't an outright prohibition. It gave, I think, this board some leverage if there was a particular project that needed a flat roof for some goofy reason that, you know, might not be normal. So I liked that it gave us some discretion, but at the same time set a standard that said, we don't want, as a rule, flat roofs, or, you know, if you're gonna have a massive, you know, unit on top of the building, that it needs to be sort of shielded off and like jive with the local aesthetic, you know, stuff like that.
No, I agree with that. The only reason you would have a flat roof is that maybe behind a pitch roof, put a flat roof for your air conditioning units and stuff like that for
Right.
mechanicals, but I wouldn't want them to be seen.
Again, it stated in the guidelines that it was disfavored, so, you know, it would not be the standard. The standard would be opposite that, and then we would have the ability to, you know, allow an exception if there was something that made sense, you know. So
Right.
I liked
against
how
flat
they
roofs.
handled it,
Is this-
because,
Reference to Georgetown on the flat roofs. Going in there.
That would be if you build, you should,
That'd be interesting. I
you
don't know how
should
they do
really know what the height restriction is before you build.
it. True, but with the flat roof up in there with a snow pile up, is that reinforced? Is it melted? Is
I
it?
thought that was, you know, not to get off subject, but I thought that was all trusses, so that must be some serious engineering.
Yeah, but then they chopped it.
Yeah, that's my
And then they had
point.
to re-extend
That's the
it.
serious and structural
Okay,
engineering
and
that
now
they had to
what?
come up
What
with.
do you do with flat 4 feet of snow if it?
I didn't know they
big
put
winter?
flat up there.
What's that?
No, it wasn't flat, they chopped it.
Yeah,
They
No,
missed
I
the
know.
height
I didn't
by
know they,
37.
when they chopped it, they made it flat.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I thought
Yeah.
I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
it's-
That's how they easily got under the reg.
What I was trying to think of the word was,
Yeah.
in the verbiage, it says that flat roofs are discouraged
yeah.
in ours.
So can we make a little caveat that says that the board will approve?
We already have that in there, that we can,
okay,
we have the
let's
right to review it, so.
And how many ADAs are we expecting in this area?
I'm not certain off the top of my head.
How many what? 80?
ADUs.
It's a bylaw by right. If you
Yeah.
have,
Right.
you'll never know because they don't have to come in here.
Right.
That's a discretion of Sam,
I think more and more
What's the max
people
square feet on
900.
that? 900. So it's what we were trying to do before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a little bit of play like 900 in
Yeah.
garage. You know what I mean?
Utilities or tap?
Yeah.
Because nobody really knows the whole, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
People are
there's a
gonna
bunch of them
start,
hiding.
people are starting to do it, that's for sure.
oh yeah.
Especially with the way the costs are and everything else, right? People are doing it.
Well, you know what, you can get an ADU that's gonna cost you $750,000 too, if you're gonna make the
Correct.
Taj Mahal. ADUs, you know?
So, on that vote motion made and seconded,
Yeah.
any more discussion? Good. All those in favor to adopt the housing guidelines for the multifamily housing design?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Thanks, John.
Yeah, thanks for your work.
And thank you to everybody that's worked on it, so appreciate it.
Yeah, minutes.
Next up is minutes. There are three. Approval of August 5th, September 16th, and October 7th.
Those beautiful minutes.
Just think of some of John's finest work.
Yep. Thank you very much,
They should
John,
be
for putting
framed.
those all together. Fantastic. They look fabulous.
Add it to your memoirs.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I'll second that motion that we approve the minutes for August 5th, 2025, September 16th, 2025, and October 7th, 2025.
Thank you very much. All those,
Seconded.
all those in favor that, yep, motion made.
Now
and
it's
Ethan
thirded.
seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
I couldn't remember how far we got along with that one.
Thank you. All right.
There was a lot there.
Town planner update. John, you ready?
Yes. So we've already talked about the determination. The only thing on 6 to 8 Elm Park / 290 Main Street, there was a resident that came into town hall and had some concerns about the garbage from the new restaurant in that area, like on their property. And so we're handling it as an internal matter. Sam, me, Rebecca, and the Board of Health. So I just wanted to update the board on that.
Okay. I did drive by the other day, and I noticed that it was overflowing with trash. It was basically falling out of the bin. And I thought to myself, when we approved this, didn't they have to, part of the stipulation, didn't they have to have their own separate
Dumpster.
dumpster? And it had to be boxed in as well, right? Didn't it have to be fenced, there was some type of fencing or
I think that was
something?
part of it, right,
part of
because of
it.
animals and,
Whatever it was, right?
Screening, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you want to bring that back to them as well, I thought there was some type of stipulation that they needed to fence in that, the dumpster area.
you
Or
would have thought.
have a
how-
separate-
You would have thought how long it took to get open, that they are gonna stay on track and they're not gonna
Yeah.
screw around.
I think the issue was the fire chief had concerns about the dumpster where original location was too close to the building. So the restaurant had to move it, and consequently, they moved it closer to the abutter, and that's caused the issue, so.
And so what's the status of the back and forth?
We're
with the
working on it.
town and-
Yeah, we're working on it, how long do you have to comply?
So I think the thought process is the Board of Health creating some language regarding the location of dumpsters.
But for that abutter, in what our plan stated, is there a way to screen it? I haven't seen it. I don't know, DJ, have you
Let-
seen it?
Yeah, I haven't. I didn't-
No, let me talk, I'll talk to Rebecca, and I'll sync up and see what the deal is, and I'll bring it back in a couple weeks.
So we can put it on as an agenda item
Yeah,
for the next
make sure that's
agenda.
being followed up on, and I know you guys are good at it and following up on it anyway, but.
Sure.
I just wanted to call out that I remember us putting something that it had to be a separate, they had to have their own, and it was supposed to be fenced. I thought that's what,
Well, because garbage was one of the issues we talked about.
Garbage.
for a little
Correct.
bit,
Yep.
yeah.
And I don't remember if we made it the decision or not, but
I think it was in the ruling, that's why I remember a
I
rule,
I think so too, because I think we had to specify a couple
Yeah.
things, so.
So that also gives us a couple weeks to take a look and see.
Yeah.
Correct.
Gives us-
Look
that
back at
also
what-
gives, you know, well, the
Purview there.
the abutter doesn't want to take probably 2 weeks. So you probably, you can chain link fence these things and screen them with slats or
Correct, right.
something.
Yeah,
So I
right.
think,
Well, I think in the interim, Sam has the ability to take some action on behalf of the board and the zoning enforcement, right?
yep, absolutely. Extra pickup, whatever it is.
Right,
There's
exactly.
extra pickups that can happen, there's all
Right.
different things.
Yeah, yeah, he can mandate something in the interim until.
Right.
That's one of the
He's got a
solutions.
schedule.
Yeah, that's one of them,
Yeah.
right, I would assume, like, obviously, it's not working once a week or whatever it was, you need to start doing this, an extra pickup.
2, 3 times a week.
Right.
That means he's busy, so that's good.
100%. Cool. Anything else from you?
That was it.
Okay. Other items not reasonably anticipated at the time of the posting. Patrick, do you have anything?
I have none.
What?
Good.
Good?
Okay, I am good as myself. Next meeting is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. Chris, you're going to find out whether you're going to be able to
Yes,
vote
I-
on things, so we just need to make sure we have are you guys okay with that meeting, date and time? Because if
Yes.
Chris is not able to join, then he'll
As
be
of
able to
now.
vote on it, so, okay,
I'm available.
okay, cool, as am I. I know you're too far out for you so far.
Somewhat. We'll see.
All right, sounds good.
I'll make a motion to close the meeting at 7:52 PM.
Seconded.
Motion made and seconded, close the meeting at 7:52. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Thank you, Groveland.
Thanks so much.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Eye in the Sky.
Good job, guys. Thank you.